93.9 FM.
Hey, what's up out there? I am Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to Glory 93.9 FM.
What's up, everybody? This is Dion Kipping, and you are listening to Glory 93.9 FM.
Hey, it's your girl Regina Bell, and you're listening to Glory 93.9 FM. Keep it locked right here.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Woo! Come on. Yeah. We gonna do it like this. Ride with me. Yeah. Ride with me. I'm feeling good today, I'm good today. So turn it up and let the music play. Sun's out, not a single rain cloud in the sky. And Mrs. Green got a smile on her face. Okay, check. I'm feeling blessed. I got some bills, but got no stress. I ain't gon' stress, The cards was dealt, he holds the debt. Knowing that, tell me why I'm gon' fret. Switch it up, yo, como estas, muchacho, vámonos. Like the grill, everybody down for dominoes. Yeah, we having a good time. Everybody in the hood and it's good vibes. Good vibes every time we meet up. No one beefing, so we throw the piece up. Throw your piece up, celebrate your seed into the kingdom of heaven, cause we gon' dance the streets. Come on.
Woke up this morning and I think I'm gonna change the world. I'm looking back on how I thought things would stay the same. I know it's gonna be, yes I know it's gonna be a good day. I got sunshine on me, not worry about those rainy days. He will supply my needs, that's why I fully trust in him. I'll never go a day without you by my side, by my side. Woke me up this morning, sent me on my way, chilling with my neighbors. Man, it's a new day. Yeah. Somebody moving from the table, let me get a seat. Everybody's on, let's move our feet. I'm just trying to tell you what it is.
Level of disrespect. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Glory 93. Not welcome, you ready to be on Glory 93.9. Welcome to Barbershop Talk. Who are the wheat thins from everybody? See the wheat thins. Let's go to a sponsor. I'm them London cookies.
No, it's so funny. You
I did.
You put them.
All the way there. I did put them there.
You going to splat the back. Yeah, Sean.
No, because you always complaining and you say you're hungry.
I didn't say I was hungry.
You rouse to the man and bring no food. That's why. And I said
I wasn't hungry though. I just stood up because I was Tito. All I wanted was the water. I got the water.
But I ain't gonna lie. Most shows you can be hungry. This is the first show.
No, I don't be hungry.
Yes, Carlo.
Sean is be hungry.
Carlo, it's hardly a show you can be hungry.
I don't be hungry.
Oh, you just eat because we don't like.
I was feeling bad. One day you give me one apple. You got something.
Ain't nobody else be hungry than Sean.
Sean, and the deal just what you bring things or bringing things. Say,
I don't be hungry. I be snacking.
that's how you supposed to do it.
Different.
I ain't coming down. You ever anybody smacking coffee?
Oh, that's the matter, though.
I mean, he's smacking on coffee. I don't understand.
Something about the coffee and Glory 93.9 office.
You trying to get a free
something about the coffee. I think you guys should open a coffee shop.
That being said, you're tuned in the Glory. I'm sorry, the Barbershop Talk. That's what we got. I'm so glad. I had a kind of day.
Why you look so small on camera? I had
that kind of day.
I get neck like you. I've lost a little bit of weight. Yes. Yeah, buddy. I ain't good. But the lose weight ain't good. You should start running your garbage bag on your belly then. My problem is people like y'all can't afford to lose weight. You and Sean them can't afford to get second lose weight, you know. All right though. Okay, I said y'all already in size base 32. No, when your pants base is 32, you can't afford to lose weight.
We do it this way because we know.
I'm 32.
We know we do it this way because we know we have a brother to my right. We can always go get some from.
Oh no, I ain't arguing. I ain't giving you none money. Hey, you walking your weight every other day, every other week you try and lose weight. You start girl at 28, I bring pampers for you. You on your own. I can't help you. I still weigh 36. 34. Exactly. 34. Wait, that was in high school for me.
I was 36.
I was 26 in high school. But you big though. I ain't big.
I was 36 in grade 5.
I only that's a you big girl than Tito. But I mean, it's all relative.
You know when you get a cotton shirt stretching like this,
I mean, it's unfortunate the gun's a little big, but what guns? You're all about the place.
No,
it's little remnants, a little stuff, and I don't really work out. It's little remnants, I only hold it up a little bit,
I wasn't referring to the gun.
What has happened is turn the fight though. After a while, turn the fight, you start to see a little scratch.
But
see, look at that. I ain't doing nothing a little bit. Look at that.
No,
look at that.
I always be jealous of Tito guns now. I used to go to the gym. I've been in the gym for 30 years, and I just started working buys a year and a half ago. I don't know why I never did it, so I ain't never had no buys.
Buys is my thing.
I had tries for days, but never had no buys. So, yeah. Anyway, that being said, I got a gym home now, man.
You had a gym home?
Yeah.
That far.
Sean, do you know?
Yeah. So I have a gym do?
The floor. Sean,
yeah, I know he does.
I see Sean have a new route
set
now.
a big camera.
And Sean, life's so funny. Remind me exactly show when we come off here. But Sean got a new route now. Sean used to walk out west, but now he's walk out east. Yeah, I see him walking out east. He probably know why he's walking out east now.
So what's going on? What's going on?
Man, I miss y'all know. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? Let's not make this about me. Let's not make this about me. But I got a story I need to share before we start, though. But let's start the show.
No, we didn't start.
Share your story. You know your story.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Bahamas is slowly becoming like New York and China.
Oh.
You know when you go to New York, especially in the Big Apple, what do you call it? Whatever it is, man. Times Square. Mm-hmm. So you got to keep your hands on your pork and keep your hands on your jewelry.
You get pickpocket?
I had an experience last week.
You get pickpocket?
The day before I went on my short little vacation, I go to my tailor to pick up my pants what I can wear for dinner. And this lady, as soon as I walk in the door, she say, "Hey, how you doing?" And I thought it was kind of strange because she does not look familiar to me at all. She say, "How you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a long time." I say, "Hey, good. How you doing? You know, I can be nice. Even if I know you, I can act like I know you."
Right.
Say, "Man, you remember me?" I say, "The face look familiar."
Lie.
The face look familiar. She say, "Yeah, Sama went to school." I say, okay. So then that confirms she know me. She say, "Man, come to me, huggy, man. I ain't seen in a long time." So I hug the lady, and she hugging me, and I ain't thinking nothing. So she's taking a little long.
I ain't like this game.
Well, anyhow, she hugged me.
Thank you. What?
I say, okay. And she say, "I leave." She says, "It's nice seeing you." I say, "It's nice seeing you." I still have no idea who she is. So I get home. I said, let me go undress to go take a shower to go to bed. I taking off my jewelry. When I go to take off my David Human jean, gone.
No way. Sure, she gotta take a whole chill.
Listen to me. Don't tell me.
You should be shaming yourself.
Listen to me. I was saying she was holding me a little tight, but I didn't think nothing of it.
But how she get to your neck, though, Sean? You don't feel it.
I ain't feel that.
So, Sean,
you know, like she might have been squeezing me tight. All I trying. I didn't feel, and she take it off my neck.
So, Sean, that was a real hug. That hug was a very intimate hug.
I was going.
Yeah, she can lose her chin though.
I know she lose it or she pop it, but how? All I know.
Them David, you can't pop it, that man. That woman lose that. That means she was all up on your neck, and you notice that.
Yeah, what a time.
I say, boy, ain't nobody getting no hug from me no more.
How the song go, Delton? Play that song for me.
What song?
Not going back.
Carlo wasn't that funny. It wasn't that funny, Carlo. No, it wasn't that.
You gotta
matter of fact, it wasn't funny at all.
You gotta bring these cycles. These cycles gotta bring.
I'm trying to figure out how.
There we go. There it is.
That's it. I had you for decent dancing.
Oh, man.
But I'm glad to get a little promote because it's the only time I ever heard on Glory 93.9.
Nice.
What a time. What a time.
They get me high on mid rotation. They get me in low rotation around here.
That was quick. Why that's what you was thinking on your feet?
Not breaking those. Yeah, not going back. Not going back.
I was like, I don't believe this.
Man, you don't know you leave your thing.
I know. Don't listen to me, man.
I don't understand that.
I wear that every day.
I
had it on my way there.
The catch was loose. You know, David Yerman have a strong link with their chins.
You gotta pull it.
You gotta work that.
She take that off me, Denczil. I tell you, she was hugging
so
me
Sean,
longer than you was.
I mean, I don't want to sit on already, but you realize that you saying that you get hug and feel up and the woman take chin.
I never said nothing but
she
had to feel
you up. She had to feel you up.
Anyway, around that.
Not inappropriately, but appropriately enough to take the chin.
It wasn't inappropriate, Carlo.
All I know is she come,
you
know, like some people just come hug from the side.
Yeah.
She come like from the top, like, and I wasn't thinking nothing.
I mean, I'm gonna take a chin just here.
Just like that, bro.
Wow.
She must have needed that, though. I hope she do something good with that money after she pawned that off.
I was saying, man, this woman a little extra. Why you want to hug me?
Why you didn't give the woman a little church hug that you ain't know all of that?
Yeah, you don't give full hug to people you don't know.
Why you should know better than 50 plus.
I didn't. She come at me. You know. Bitch, she got me so far.
Yeah, you do this.
You was do that shift? That pivot?
And I ain't forget her.
You won't say no more.
She got 2 teeth missing.
She got fix some teeth. That's it, David.
Yeah, you don't recognize her that no more. But you see that
she get Columbia. And she come back now, she get full road.
Everybody getting the side up from now on.
Oh, man. Juliet say, tell Nine what this thing is do now. When I press it, is go up high and do something, man. I understand that.
You just press it for you.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. I see Kenyatta being Christopher Columbus in Salvador.
You been Christopher Columbus?
Julie, go prepare for tomorrow, Julie.
Sean, you been away.
So we been Club Med?
Yes, Club Med.
How was it?
Man, listen to me. I got to go back.
You won't know why you won't go back.
Where the woman hug you? She hug you in San Salvador or in Nassau? Oh, okay. It was nice.
You say by the tailor. You say by the tailor.
You
did say by the tailor.
It was good. Club Med is nice. They didn't refurbish it and everything like that. Eh? So she.
It could use some updating, but I think that's their theme, that European feel, and it's nice and clean. And I tell you, once you get on that property, you don't need to leave that property for nothing in the world.
And it's all inclusive, right?
All inclusive, bro. And I didn't realize the amount of French tourists that they're on a daily basis, and tourists from Canada. Everybody who I met was either from Canada or France. And I talk about the resort is full to capacity.
Really? Okay. Full. Good stuff.
And I thought Exuma beaches were the most beautiful beaches in the world.
Don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
I've been San Salvador. San Salvador Beach is ain't
You been the Club Man Beach? Beach by Club Man?
San Salvador Beach is ain't get nothing on Exuma Beach.
I never said.
You said you thought. Exactly. How you started? Imply that
I'm not
the
saying
beaches in San Salvador is pretty than ones in Exuma.
No.
What
I meant to say is
okay, there you go.
Is equally as beautiful.
I beg to differ.
Now, Exuma may have more beaches, but boy, listen to me. I was in the water and I'm trying to figure out how the water look like this.
You never been get out in it. You ever been get out of it?
We ain't get the beach like that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You been get out of it?
Yeah.
And they ain't got a pretty beach?
No, I mean that.
You don't know what a beach pretty?
I don't compare them. I mean, I know I get in trouble now, but I don't compare Kid Island Beach to Exuma Beach.
No, Julie, I don't feel that. She got me good. I don't feel that, Julie.
If you are bathing, Cat Island right underneath Exuma?
Really?
Yeah, man.
Why? Because
which one you been on?
Somebody tell me the Long Island border is better than Exuma.
Which settlement?
Which?
You don't know why? Yeah, nobody on the island.
Which settlement you been?
I got to find out the hotel I stay. The little beach thing I stay. When you walk out there.
In New Bight or where?
I don't remember. I said I can find out. When you walk out, it's a little rock hotel. It's like a little rock hotel. They ain't got no.
That's not a bridge in.
I know what it's called. When you walk out and the beach just go from right to left. And the sun nice and white and the water nice and calm and clean. You walk in, you can see all your hand and your foot to the bottom of the water. You go as far as neck high and you can still see down clear.
And one thing, whenever I want to go on the beach again, I ain't going to be here. I'm flying to go on the beach.
You been Great Albuquerque Beach?
I've been Great Albuquerque Beach.
You don't need a jamming too?
They nice too.
Yeah.
He's on the beach. Some people's on the beach.
Everybody on the beach.
Everybody
on the beach every day. Because the waters be calling you, bro.
I did when I stayed in one resort in Long Island. I had to preach, and I gone on the beach and I had to turn around. I said this soon because I wouldn't have been able to preach.
Stay in the water for hours.
No, it was. It wasn't the water. I know. I was at a resort. And I didn't really, so I say, God, I was my thing was right on the beach, and so I opened the blinds. I walk outside, and I was like, oh, I turn right around.
No, when you get in the club midnight, baby, get your wife.
Yeah, I go on, and it's only me once, so I go on back inside my room, and I wait for my ride to go preach, and I tell them, can we around the front side so I got to walk the beach side because that beach side wasn't conducive for preaching. Anyway, so you had a good time at Club Med.
Awesome time. A lot of rest, a lot of just good. I mean, the experience was just.
They got TV?
Yeah, man. Anybody want to watch on TV though? You won't stay in them room. I tell you, the island is just the resort is just so.
I know I've been in one these resorts in our islands. They don't have no TV.
They want to get island and ain't got no TV.
Do you want to be on TV there?
No TV and get island.
I need TV, man.
I need TV for.
And what's let's get the last cut up.
They ain't no TV. They ain't no internet. Not in the room. We'll go to the lobby area.
What?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing with the Family Island. The internet services. BTC, y'all get together, please. I mean, if YouTube.
I think the service is better than Family Island is in Nassau.
No. If YouTube buffering, no problem.
Oh Jesus. Anyway, so what we talking about? We talking about you getting feed up and getting robbed, and then after you get feed up and get robbed, you going to Club Med.
With the time.
It's amazing.
Pretty much.
You're supposed to go through that yearbook with your sister because I was taking her to the authorities. Listen, guys, our numbers kind of low. I know we ain't been on last week, and we apologize for missing last week. But we need you to get our numbers up. Let's share the link out, please. Help us get these numbers up. This ain't our Barbershop Talk kind of numbers. These numbers are very low, so we need you. Those of you who are online, please share the link. Now, I'm finding out, and I'm guessing now that a lot of our listeners don't listen by way of Facebook, YouTube. I think sometimes we can be a little delusional. Well, not delusional. We could be misled by the views here.
So people listening on the radio.
A lot of people are apparently listening.
Not if they get after they pass Goodman's Bay, they gone now.
That was necessary.
Sorry,
that was not necessary.
I thought you should.
Delton, Carlo sent you a message. Did we change the thing yet? We didn't change it yet. Okay, let's do it so we get for Carlo's sake, please. Yeah. Huh?
See what happened?
He said you don't listen to Glory.
How you know that? How else I know I don't wake up ask Goodman's Bay? You think somebody tell me that? When I leave home in the morning and I really want to listen, I say, I gotta listen to Joy because they can't listen to y'all. Because they can't hear y'all by me.
Dine the station. That's the car.
Huh? After Goodman's Bay is when it come. When you go that's to get clear. That's when it's get clear with Goodman's Bay. Sometimes my sandals you could hear the thing But
I was listening the last time I drive. I actually went out.
How far?
I went out past the airport. That was all right. I mean, I've heard complaints, man. That's why I did it one day.
All right. It was on the airport road?
Yeah.
If it was on the airport road,
yeah,
you could hear the clear. It'd be more in and out. But if you want to keep it be straight on West Bay Street,
I can try it in my Jeep. I can.
But don't work. It's clear.
I can do it tomorrow.
Leo can't talk with me. She don't listen to you all at all. She don't listen to you. So you know, I guess you're Irish on me now.
Wow, Sean.
I'm keep it up. I got plenty to expose.
All right. So the point I was making, when I found out about the extent of our listeners, I got some comments from our last show when Mr. Tito Howard Bethel
put everybody in the bus.
Was putting a lot of people in the bus.
In his bus.
In his bus.
Not Glory bus.
And I wanted to be clear
that Tito bus.
The bus was owned by Tito Bethel. And I got some calls from people. I was like, I didn't see all online. And I didn't read. You know what? You can't watch this online thing because when you don't, there's some people here who don't ever come online.
They know everything was going on.
They know what's going on. And they say, boy, Bishop, boy, you always putting people in the bus. I said, actually, I didn't put nobody in the bus.
You know, it's Tito.
It was Tito.
As a matter of fact,
Howard
none of us
Bethel.
is putting people in the bus.
That's
You
Tito.
were saying, Tito, you got to stop putting people in the bus.
That's what we said.
It was so powerful, though.
Right.
They was calling the name for me to put the people in the bus. But I just want the bus people, listeners, to know that there was space left in the bus. So the bus will be coming back next week. So stay tuned for the bus arrival.
I coming in actually.
That's all right.
You know, this election season coming up and y'all putting people in the bus. I don't want to be affiliated with this.
Y'all get people in trouble, man. I get a request to put to me, man.
Don't be scared to put people in the bus.
No, I don't want nobody in the bus.
I know, but Joel. But I keeping things forward. I going forward. I ain't going back.
Boy.
I know what that means.
Oh, boy.
Forward never.
Forward never?
Forward ever.
I understand.
I did recall putting his people on the bus as well, so I know he getting forward with.
Who's people? The lady who's more like to the derelict vehicles.
Derelict vehicles on a bumper for call. Like 2 seconds.
Awful. I see.
She was third row though. I put on third row.
What's his name? I see. Barnaby. Barnaby look like he played a little bit of ball.
That was scare me. Let me scare me. So right after that following Sunday, I saw Mr. South Beach. And I thought he would have been one of the listeners, but he still heard me, so he probably didn't know I put him on the bus.
But I heard South Beach doing a good job though. That's what I've been hearing.
Who you talking about?
Not one point.
You know, back as well, right?
South Beach. He's Bamboo down there.
No, South Beach.
South Beach.
Yeah.
You're good minister birthday today, man.
My minister birthday?
You're good minister birthday today.
Who's that?
Who's you all them sponsor?
That's the one where he hooked to the back of the bus. He didn't even get on the bus.
Mario Bullet?
Yeah.
Yes,
Mario?
today.
Today or yesterday?
I'm my minister.
Okay.
Today,
He ain't running free down.
But
I ain't talking about that. I talking about
other stuff. Stop
Fun-
that, Tito. What you doing?
Sports.
Hand motions and things to that for?
What that is?
And black. Stop.
Tito.
Stop.
Around here doing these drug dealers signing things.
Stop implicating unnecessary things. Huh?
What are y'all doing?
But back to what I said.
Please, let's leave this alone.
I see Miguel Barnaby putting lights on the basketball courts in this community. So they doing some things.
Yeah, man,
He said, all your dead boys, your little boys, you think you can't play. And it's a nice little, relatable video.
Yeah.
You know, talking about
I decided to see
playing
that.
ball. I see it on.
is that a pool they
see it on
digging
Facebook.
on High Road?
Yeah,
that's the
that's one of the 10.
Where?
Yeah.
The pool.
That's the one.
That pool being taken long though.
All them. Or they on pause. They on pause.
Pools in school. Tony.
Tony. All them on pause.
On Tony Williams, where?
All them on pause. I drive past it every day.
Where,
I can
man?
see when
You
you
You know
walk
where the
in.
tennis court is?
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, they put a pool there?
No, that you gone too far.
Like gone too far.
It ain't that far.
No, it ain't that
It's
far.
right before you get the Eagles on the
Yes,
left hand side.
On the left hand side.
Right.
All them almost there on. Let me say they on
I just
pause.
want parenthetically.
They work it.
I want to say this parenthetically, and I know this is going to upset Mr. Ramsey, and I hope it don't upset him. But I just drove by that location that you said was the alternate location, next to Poop Deck there and the cut there. That ain't that bad.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. You missed the point.
My family and I drove
said
by.
to you,
Yeah.
it doesn't look the way it looks now. Because I look at it coincidentally the other day, but it don't look the same.
Oh,
way.
they look like that.
Remember now, let me tell you how that changed. This is post. This is pre-accident. Remember when the girl lost her life right there?
Yes.
So
Okay.
before she lost her life, that was just bush. Big thick bush and shrubs, and you couldn't see down in there.
Okay.
Now it's skeleton.
Right.
So you see one or two derelict vehicles down there, and you could move and you could see. So
Right.
So he's now saying the spot isn't that bad.
Isn't bad now.
Right now.
Right.
I
So
said
hold on. Easy like Sunday morning. So you're telling me that was the alternative spot for the situation.
Right.
But he couldn't see it then because he had no vision.
Oh boy.
So how he clean it up?
Had he did the same thing they did, it would have been more attractive to him. But he wanted someone to make
so
the
first
investment.
of all, Sensu would do that, right?
I didn't do that. He
No.
did it.
So
Don't-
who's
he
yours?
did it. I only-
Sensi did it. So
Right.
here's you go.
I just drove by
So
and
listen
saw
now,
it.
be very careful like you said on me on the radio now. If you send me home, it don't matter.
So
So hold on.
I just said, everybody listen.
Listen.
Let me
Hold
make
on,
this
let me
clear
make
for
the
you.
call.
No,
Let
don't
me
bust.
make this clear for you.
No,
Let me make this clear for you.
Do we need another bus? I don't want no
Let me
more
know.
bus.
Nah, listen, I can call Uber.
It's no bus.
Let me
It's
make
no-
it clear for you, Bishop.
No bus?
No.
It was not a statement.
You are just
It was a question.
no. I want to ask a question.
It was.
Like I said,
I say, so you're saying
So,
he was not willing to make... That was the question.
at that point, there was no visibility whatsoever down there. No light, no nothing, right? The minister did some things in that little section because he put some of his people down there after a while, after everybody gave one from the bush and after the accident. That's fine. So you're here there.
Right.
Man say, I have no vision. You know where the spot is now, right?
Yes.
Let me tell you where I find the spot. Listeners, please forgive me. I was driving home, had a couple beers, and had to go use the bathroom.
Okay.
I stopped on the side of the road, right where the gate is, to relieve myself.
Got you.
Which is a criminal
Right?
offense.
That's lock me up there. It was about 4 or 5 big bowlers.
Exposing yourself.
You see the big bowlers with
Yes,
inside?
sir. Yes.
They were at that point the boundary to the property. As I was relieving myself,
Right.
I decided.
You don't gotta say that no more.
Yeah, because you got that. I pushed my hand through the little bush. It's my property, eh? This could wait for me.
Right.
Put the car on the voice, turn around, and went in the back and had a conversation with the Millers. So
You
that was-
wash your hand.
I hand sanitizer. I can't stand y'all.
I hope you won't shake the Mr. Hall. I hope you won't shake it.
Of course he did.
I hope you won't shake it.
Of course he did.
Hey,
Oh my
but
God.
see,
Now, just how COVID start. Just say that. Just say that.
said she would say, I is a man with no vision. Let me prove to you that that's not the case. So that's how I really find the
Bush
location for the
crop,
spot.
vision game.
That's
So
it.
don't let it be said again.
Yeah, don't say I ain't got no vision. That's how I find the spot. That's how I find the spot for the spot.
Great vision.
Yeah,
awesome.
so
But you know what's crazy though?
Apologize to me.
How you know?
I'm sorry.
How you know dude won that though?
I went and asked. I said, "Is this your property?"
Okay. Now what script though? From there go straight back.
Yeah, we go.
Heading
That
east.
go straight. That's not east. That's south.
How to get south?
What you talking about?
I'm
East
talking
is-
about that side of the road.
Oh, go
heading
east.
back east. All of this is.
all the way to the end, or to where that new building. I think to where that new building for the.
All that?
To,
All that.
It's
Oh, okay.
stopped right there by. It's a fence between there and
All that, yeah.
the
What do you
dump.
mean?
The dump.
Yeah.
I used to get all that.
Buy it, I guess. I don't know, bro. You asking me the wrong questions.
No, I don't
I just explained to the man that they have vision. It's trying to prove that they have vision.
Sanovi Novi Williams is asking, Dylan, I can't get these things to show. I don't know anything wrong. All right. What is the topic? You are tuned into the topic. The topic is Barbershop Talk. And, and I don't mean it. I'm not saying that to be insulted. I'm saying that's what we do. This is what we do in the barbershop. We just go from topic to topic to topic. There's never no one particular topic. We just move up and down and keep on going. If you have something you want to talk about, please type it in and we will talk
That's
about
my
it.
Facebook friend. Hi, Facebook
Today
friend.
is post
Hi,
bus
Zenobia.
day.
Post bus day. You want that stuff? So share your refer. Oh, that's a link.
Post bus day. Or got on the bus and did they arrive safe?
Carlo, why you make them draw you out like that?
Yeah, man, I gotta put them in place, man. They just need that some nice, man. They so rude, man. Don't. What you could do, you don't could belittle my vision.
No, he did a massive job, and
Yeah.
he's also he even made the show on cable 12 talking about vision and planning business and stuff like that.
I still blown
He
away.
told the whole country he was about how to start and have vision. I dare you challenge him with vision, this man.
So
Hey,
rude.
that's what I know.
Constructed the
That's what I
entire
know,
country.
Pastor. Alter ego real.
I don't understand.
Jekyll and Hyde is real.
What?
Explain to me what you mean
Real
by that.
than it can ever be.
Explain to me what you mean
I
by
ain't gotta
that.
explain nothing.
How you mean alter ego?
So there's a Jekyll and Hyde because you try to figure out who the man is it.
Boy, I almost thought it was a turn person on. I was like, what?
So Tito, let me ask you a question.
Let me tell you something. Teleprompter.
Oh boy.
And then that was no cut.
First of all, I don't tell a brother.
Oh, Sean Gun Dog.
I don't tell a
Because one
brother.
time from to go in front of the church, he sounded like a totally different voice saying, you know, Pastor, I just want to say, I had a dream. I said, what Sean doing?
He's there to
I ain't like, if y'all ever look at me at church, I say,
This is where you mute Tito's mic.
I just want to say, I don't really want Sean having no more dream this year, Jay. Don't want that no more. No more. Just since it came up, man, no more dream. You don't share no more.
Sean,
dream.
come sing the song. I said, Sean, I ain't go with you now.
You going singing church? What happened?
He's crying.
Oh, what the time?
He got it crying. You see him. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
You like into that? How you doing? You know you gonna be all right?
I even raised my voice. It's gonna be all right.
It's okay, Sean. It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right.
This time. I'm just so grateful. I was just overwhelmed.
You couldn't tell.
Just so grateful. I just couldn't,
Over your dream.
And then you know what happened after that? The show came. He put on the show. He started marching in the church. I said, that's right, boy. Say,
I can say this with all love in my heart.
walk on the water. Turn the water into wine.
That's the picture. That's my picture. Y'all been in the
3
group.
loaves of bread.
5 loaves of bread, Tito, 5.
That's it. I just go to somebody. That's why I just, that's right. Sing, boy.
All right, let me ask a question. Y'all heard about this thing? There was something that came out, and we gotta address this. I saw it online, an issue by road traffic against this local Uber thing that's going on. These kind of corporations, these companies now, that giving these Uber. I forget what you call it. That document that came out. But pretty much those who giving Uber services, that is illegal in the country.
It is illegal?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have business licenses to do it.
No.
How y'all feel about that?
I think it should be a regulated business.
No, I don't think it should be
But
regulated.
isn't it the same thing as hacking?
So, knocking illegal?
Has anybody been prosecuted
if it wasn't for hacking,
for the many years
some of my
it's been going
school
on?
fee wouldn't have been paid.
Who's hacking? Your mom and dad?
Daddy was hacking. Mommy ain't gonna do no hacking now.
That is exactly that we see the back Masu Valley. Like Madeira?
No, Village Road and our road.
Please tell me this after you leave divorce.
What are
Come on, man. Y'all know this. Why y'all do this to police? Y'all know the police is out of the order, man.
Oh, no, he's doing this while he's on the force.
Yeah, they wasn't paying much. They didn't paying any money.
Where on our road? Where's the value on our road? What's on our road?
Police have all kind of job.
Independence Drive.
Independence Drive where the post office is supposed to go?
Yeah. No, better see where
yeah.
CB Motors is.
Yeah, no, yeah. But the post office is supposed to go.
Yeah.
You know, I park at all the city markets, right? I mean, basically.
Wow.
Yeah,
but you know, city market used to make all the money. Harbor Bay. Motorbike guys working Sunday and counting
no,
$150.
we got to address this now.
Address what?
This Uber thing situation.
I mean, so you agree then? You agree then? Shut it down?
No.
Shut it down. No, shut it down.
Open.
Organizing.
Who gonna organize it?
I don't know. Listen, I suggest you sometime you regulate it somehow, get some entity to make sure it makes sense. Because now you are putting yourself in a position for liability, right? Because you're a regular insurance.
Who's you?
The driver.
Okay.
My insurance mightn't cover these things they're doing. So if something happened to the passenger in my car, I got to come out of pocket.
So the taxi drivers have insurance?
I don't know what the taxi driver insurance was, but I almost think that
it covers
I almost
passengers?
think I almost think that there's something.
Sure about this? I said they have to they have it.
They can't get their license. They can't renew their license without it.
Because you know, when you ride my car, you cover too, right?
Yeah.
With the blood.
I know.
There, buddy.
But that's a slippery slope. I don't want to take bread on nobody's mouth, but that's what you're doing.
People trying to make ways to make money.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you got to make sure the check though.
But I mean,
you letting your child get you any Uber?
I was at the home.
I mean,
anything come coming.
You keep shaking up and down. You probably got the plug out.
I was at a house call because of a death. It was like 1 a.m. in the morning, and the fiance or girlfriend of one of the persons in the house who had a parent who died needed to get there. Nobody had no car. And that's when I found out that we had Uber. I didn't know we had Uber over here. That would have been some months ago.
It called Uber?
I know the call. It called something.
Uber left something.
It called something.
Some car
service.
And
because when she came there, I said, "Oh, how you got that?" She said, "No, that's whatever the thing is." I said, "I didn't know we had that. I didn't know that was over here." But apparently, some people live by that.
Yeah.
That's how they getting to and fro. That's how they surviving. I know, but the people who drive it, but people who need rides. Because when you think about it, if you don't have a vehicle, our bus routes needs to be revised. But I don't care how much you revise the bus route.
At a certain time, they shut down, eh?
They shut down at a certain time, and some people end up walking. I remember when we used in Seabreeze Lane and we needed a babysitter.
Ain't no buses
for both our children. It was a challenge because the woman didn't have a car and we had to go pick them up. If we couldn't pick them up, there's some problems because they couldn't make that walk. It was just too much to walk.
Does bus don't run in Seabreeze, eh?
Outskirts.
Yeah.
Even a lot of taxi services don't cater to the locals anymore.
That's number one. Now again, the taxis now, what they say is that back in the day when we grew up, what number is
322 177 something like that.
So we don't have that no more.
111. Something like 111. 3235 111.
For the country taxi.
Yeah, right there on Nassau Street.
Yeah.
But that ain't no more, right?
That's me to cab them.
Yeah.
But that don't exist no more like that, eh?
No.
So there are a lot of persons who need to get from point A to point B.
So I ain't saying knock it. Just make sure you have the right stuff to make sure you're covering the people that you're carrying around.
I just thought that the communication should have not been so cut
What was
and dry.
the communication?
It should have been. Can you find it out then?
So if you call it an Uber, it have to be a business already set up.
They call it Uber because you're familiar with the name already, right?
But I'm saying to you, you calling something. So someone have it organized so where if you need a ride, you could get that services provided. So it got to be some organization.
Free the Uber drivers, man. The island people use them. Kerry Walker said, some children use it to get to extracurricular activities.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
and I like
Julie's major
what
operation.
Julie mentioned, and a lot of things they trying to regulate and enforce around here. These same things happening on the family island, and they just allow them to wing it. No regulation, no enforcement, or nothing. Yeah. So you can't do for one and then don't do to the next.
But I mean, not totally though. I totally agree. I think it's different strokes for different folks.
No, what I'm saying is
conditions in the family island is different from over here too.
I understand that. What I'm saying is I understand they want to have some type of, I guess, protection for passengers. But I think we are all, I think once you insure your car or have insurance, there's a certain level of liability attached to every insurance. If I could remember correctly.
Yeah, but
Even your home, if you insure your home, there's a minimum of $500,000 liability attached to that. If you don't read your contract, you wouldn't even know that because a lot of people don't.
So-
If I fall down in your house, because if you have insurance, you have up to $500,000 liability. I could claim from your
We
insurance.
come fall line and then we
So let me tell you why. Let me tell you why the government got to find a way to make it work. What stops me from, I know Carlo, he ain't got no ride. Sean ain't got no ride. Everyone know Tito Doodles give ride. They just give me a little money. I ain't got to get no license for that.
Yeah,
I picking up Carlo getting a ride to work. Carlo blessing me with a little something.
yeah, I understand all that, right? But
He's still giving a ride.
if you said I know you, but if I don't know you and I pick up the phone and call Tito Bell car service, I want to know that. Some people don't care, right? Sorry, I'm gonna say people don't care. Sometimes we don't think of it all the way through. We just need to get where we need to get.
I understand.
Right? But I'm being from the driver's perspective. You have to make sure you have everything in place to protect you and yours.
So what about carpooling? Because when you start cracking it down, it can get all the way down to carpooling.
Yeah, but
So now when carpool come,
Yeah, this is it. I think I found it. Let me read it.
carpool come in, it's the same thing.
I think this is it. Oh, not it. Sorry.
you have too much public notice in your phone.
No,
You wait for government.
no. I went to the road traffic site to find it from their site.
I
Here it is. Here it is. Okay, this is the one. This from the road traffic site. The road traffic department is the only legal agency that can issue grants for the purpose of transportation for hire or reward. Members of the public are advised that it is illegal to offer Uber. I said Uber or Uber. Uber or ride-share services to the public using private vehicles. Further, the department in bold is strongly warning the public that this practice is unsafe and dangerous. All activity relating to the illegal use of private vehicles should be reported to the traffic division of the Royal Bahamas Police Force at such and such a number.
If you want,
Makes no sense.
it does make sense.
No,
Tito.
I would say
Tito,
it don't make sense.
Tito, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
If you want this to, if this could be your bread and butter, then just go to the right channels and
So let me ask you a question.
but there is no challenge for.
So let me ask you a question.
For the online services like that. There's no challenge. There's no.
They want
is
Listen
there a challenge for
to
it?
what Pastor reads. So now, guy who owns a construction company who giving the workers a ride on the back of the truck.
dying the same thing.
What's the difference?
Dying the same thing.
What's the difference?
But dying for reward.
Right? See, dying the same
What
thing.
happened
They're
is
charging for that.
Yeah,
it's
they would.
Not a part of the pay.
It's tapping into the local taxi market.
Man, you only
Okay.
go-
But
no,
the
it
taxi
isn't
market
because the taxi market shut down after a period of time, and they only park on hotel doors and airports.
That ain't all.
most of them.
So all these people also
95% of them.
They don't do the meter cap thing no more.
But you all fail to realize.
But you know, in order to get
fail to realize.
in order to get a taxi,
Tourists are also tapping into the Uber services.
I know how.
How? You want to know how?
I just said I don't know how. I just said it. I said it.
The tourists.
In order to get a taxi, you have to call Atlantis, the airport,
Just like the
Obama.
tourists tapping into the local Airbnbs, which are not really regulated. It's the same thing. They're tapping into the local Uber services.
They're working to.
Sean Gelford,
They're doing
open up a can of worms.
No,
That's where it going.
It's the same thing.
No, that is wide
That's
open now, and there's some regulations coming for the
It's the same thing.
Airbnbs.
Oh boy,
There's
cry about the start.
There's something coming down the pipeline for
Yep,
Airbnbs.
and about the start, they can cry.
But I just would have. I would have preferred the language of being more that we are in the process of creating something rather than shut it down. I mean, it was so like so.
They probably in it. They probably are not in the process of.
And that comes to my next point, that we should be like the era that we're in. That's where we are now. Go online to get whatever services you need. So I want persons want that convenience. And again, like that young lady single young lady who needed a ride from where she lived out west to in the Grove. How's she gonna get that service? How else would she have gotten that? Now, I do think we need to think about. I mean, certain things need to be in place, like what the rates are, because we need to regulate that.
It's much cheaper than a taxi because it's shared. It's a shared vehicle, and so
Not all rides can be shared.
yeah. But then the rates are less.
What the rate is? You know the rate is?
Have you ever called an Uber?
Not yet.
Well, not Uber.
I know.
What we call it, shared ride.
Whatever it is, I never get you there.
Yeah, I know.
And I knocking it. It just see. Uber is centralized. So
The rental you driving is that a rental or is that a
not a rental?
But you're paying rent to use it, right?
No, I'm not paying rent to use
You're
it.
paying to use it.
I'm not paying to use the car. Leave it alone. So, man, sick. You want to be just prying. I tell you, you know, rent.
Doesn't have a
rental SD plate?
No SD plates on that.
It's the same thing.
That's not a private car that somebody rented me. No, that's not that. But here's what I'm saying. Uber, I think in order to be
So
a
you
Uber,
say.
in order to be an Uber driver, I think it's a process you have to go through the United States. You have to apply and this and all them other things. So everything's centralized. But now if you have Tito being a Uber and a Uber and Denczil being a Uber and Sean being a Uber, where's the consistency, like you say? Voice, where's the consistency in the upkeep of the vehicle? Where's the consistency in the rates and the charges and all them other things? And who do I send my 1 star to if the man's speeding in the car and he drinking? He playing loud
I agree
music,
that there needs to be proper regulation, but I don't think they should just shut them down.
Yeah,
They should encourage them to come to the road traffic.
Yeah,
find a way
put it together, do it right. I ain't saying shut it down, just do it right.
Yeah, I think the language should have been such that we're working on legislation or we're working on some guidelines.
Sometimes I think we be so oblivious to things, like it just don't make much sense, man.
And I think the knee jerk is shut it down, and that cannot be it.
So it's almost like a reactive thing because they don't want to be held responsible if something happens.
Who's they?
Road traffic.
Road traffic.
How road traffic can be held responsible?
Because if by law, road traffic is supposed to be the ones who monitor these kind of services.
Who govern these
Right.
services.
So how am I able to render this service without having authorization from road traffic?
Because at the end of the day, if a tourist was to go on that and receive that
Jesus,
service,
you don't want that black
and
mark on
something
you.
happens,
You ain't want that.
then they now, how is this possible?
I
I
get Fox News now.
They could sue the government.
I can sue the government.
I get Fox News now.
Because by law, the government is
by
supposed to be
law.
one regulating it.
Yeah.
Because I went and got the service in the Bahamas. Some lawyer will find a way.
You'll find a way.
But you never see Fox News when they talking about bad race, and they had how petty they was. They had clips when they got a B-roll. They had B-roll talking about the Bahamas, but different countries. They had the surfer sitting on a surfboard somewhere in Australia, something getting attacked from sharks, but they talking about being attacked in the Bahamas. So the B-roll footage didn't all include the Bahamas. Some things, they had the woman who got attacked from the shark who died, getting pushed in the back of the hearse. And all these things. So imagine now something happened.
They could definitely come at you.
Melissa Jean from Wisconsin had an accident in a makeshift Uber business in New Providence. And the family have nobody to sue. Okay, they can look at the bigger picture.
I think we could get into. So we're talking about the whole thing with the tourists and this kind of stuff like that, and we are grateful for the tourist dollar. We're grateful for the tourist dollar. We're grateful for what they bring to the country. Boy, I know, say this, don't say this, because everybody listening.
All these,
no, this one get deeper. So you want me? Tell me if I should stop. But
go ahead.
All these talks of rapes that have not been validated or investigated. I'm put it like this: I worked in the tourism industry for a summer.
You thought, but that's when you were going to pull down.
Right.
Yeah. So we understand.
And I saw some things.
I understand where you're going with this.
I saw some things.
That's a slippery slope.
And whereas you rape anybody, Bahamian, foreign, or whatever, you should get the full extent of the law thrown at you.
Right.
Definitely, without question. But I'm seeing some things, buddy.
I've seen.
I've literally. I was sitting there like, is this really happening? Where there are, and this is probably, it may be a small minority, but I saw it in my one summer more than 3 times, more than 4 times.
That was 1987.
1995, 95 or 96, one of them. I think I did one summer. Boy, it never changed now 30 years ago. I doubt they get better.
I guess I'm going to say it didn't get no better.
30 some tourists come here on agendas.
Yep.
Some of these young ladies and some of these young men.
They come for the experience.
They come with an agenda, bro.
For the experience, yeah.
I have seen some things. I've seen some young ladies running after somebody's bread on these jet ski. I'd be like, what in the world is going on here? I hadn't had them come to me for cocaine, come to me for weed, while I was out there 30 years ago.
Sell any?
The one day I was selling the pool deck was sundown lotion and crab and rice from my mother's restaurant. That's the only thing I was selling. Those two things. If you want lunch, my mom can bring you lunch. But it was, and sometimes what you have is, I know of 2 cases where they had a name for them. I don't know if y'all know the name, but them fellas who just come here just to gamble. And they bring their wives. They come here overnight or for the weekend. They just come here to gamble and they head back. Their wives come with them. Their wives just out there doing the whole whirl or whatever.
While they spending a minute.
Right. Wife see the man come out when he supposed to come out, catch something going on, they cry rape.
Yep.
There are those types of cases. Anyway, so I can leave that with you. So, and we had a thing where once you are foreign,
right,
all good and perfect gifts come from abroad. and once we hear foreign, definitely once we hear white, and then you white and foreign, you are angel and we are demon.
They do a lot of things so the hotel could comp them too.
That's another thing.
A lot of things they're full of tricks now.
Yeah. I had a young man that I knew end up in the courts with a situation, and it made absolutely no sense. Young man lost his job and that, and because they cried rape. How?
I know. One of my clients was just talking about this. He was just talking about this yesterday when he was working at the hotel, and he had this tourist, female tourist, made this report about him, and when the hotel did the investigation, they found that it wasn't true. The tourist was not satisfied, so they took her to the police, and they called him in. He was not charged. They also released him because they came up with the same evidence that this is not true. So now he goes to renew his visa, and he's denied because it was on his record that he was arrested, even though he said it was in charge. And there's like, this, you need to go get the information, the document saying that you were in charge. So he went to the court, and they couldn't give him a document because the judge said there's no document to give you. You were never charged. Okay, and so he still have issues to this stage trying to get his visa.
I don't understand why the courts can't write that.
I don't understand that. Yeah,
that's a simple fix.
But here's the flip. The flip side is, let's say some kind of travel warning went out when this case went out. Did they ever redact that once the boy was financed it?
Probably not.
No, nobody. Oh, that was a false accusation. That wasn't true. No. Nobody does that.
He didn't sue this lady.
And they go on, and that's under the wash. Only him one left with the bag in his hand. Same thing, like you say, even like your point just now, even with these cases, they have on these billboards and these alerts that come to, and people going missing. You get this alert that the people missing, but you wouldn't get no like
alert that
they say they found them. Right. So now me and you can still be looking.
They do once or twice.
But not on the boards. The boards don't say. If you see on the board, if you don't online, you may mention it. Found. No, they don't come to your phone.
No, because like you say, if I see a child missing, and I see the child out, I can report that. But you said they get locked up and say,
scroll on Facebook, you know.
And that
I don't ever get it. I don't ever see them come to my phone.
Yeah, they don't ever say found one.
Yeah. Let me get Jody's comment. Jody says public transportation and chartered taxi services need an overhaul. We complain when the streets are littered with cars, but there are no options for people without cars outside of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's true. We still expect gas stations, restaurants, and other places to be open to cater to people with cars. And when these persons get drop off or catch and ride close to or roundabout home, that distance between where they live and where they drop off, that's a danger zone. You know?
Especially if you work in a hotel and you're knocking off 1 o'clock in the morning. How you getting home?
Get your friend.
Who friend?
Co-worker.
The next thing you know, something else happened.
Yeah.
But, these Uber services just reach, right? So don't make it sound like they the whole be old.
Some people just don't like the border,
Yeah, but
what's the name? Any more comments, Delton?
Anvar.
I see Anvar. We ain't get Anvar yet. Also, that's something. But what was this now? That was continuation.
That's what I was thinking.
There's no local taxi market. There's a tourist taxi market. Absolutely, and that's somebody who I know uses the services. Anvar says, isn't this a great chance to create jobs? It fills a need, and do you realize that most other countries have it? It should be regulated. You can create an online platform. Folks with cars, drivers, insurance companies, licenses. I believe they already have done that, Anvar, honestly. I believe that.
road traffic?
Not road traffic, but I think some private elements have done
I
it.
think what Amber was alluding to is that why don't the government do it, and then if you want to sign up to the port, just hear me out.
The government
Hear me out.
The government don't need to do it.
No,
So
the
crazy.
government
The government don't need to do
I
nothing.
see you going down a different road. What I'm saying is they see a need for it. It ain't no more taxi market.
Yeah, but the
right?
floor sitting right
so
there on
you
the
could
throw
rent
blow
the
and just
platform
open it
bus
outside.
and just probably sell it up to somebody, but it'll be set up under the government, all the regulations you would want, and then you can sell it off to someone who want to run the company.
When you let it go, let me not say that. I got.
You understand what I'm saying? You see a need.
Yeah, but I think what you need to do is put in the infrastructure. Government don't need to be doing it. Government just need to put in the whatever the regulations are.
The government can do it.
Yeah, the government
It's a
can.
private. It should be a private entity.
Yeah, and they are private entities doing it. And it's working.
So like, I don't go to Dollar no more.
But I'll say this: don't shed nothing now until you didn't get the fix.
Yeah, but they only. I tell you, they trying to protect.
Because in the
themselves.
meantime, I can tell you what BMB could do. If you shut it down and you don't got the fix, we could do it until you catch me. Because that's what happen.
I mean, it's not going to shut down.
but-
I can shut that it online.
That's what he said.
You can shut it down.
And there's a company in the States now named Toro or something like that.
I ain't never
True.
Turo, yeah. Like that they people have their private cars and they use
But those cars got to be registered through Turo.
yeah, once you register to Turo, you
But I
could
believe
rent your
but
private
you
car
say,
to
I
Turo.
believe the local guys that have that kind of setup. I don't think it's a tuck.
Yeah, it's much of
They
a
make
tuck
it
shop.
sound like a tuck shop, but it's
It ain't
not.
a tuck shop.
It's not. You know.
I say they got up a platform. He calling someone.
That's it, Devin.
A lot of tuck shops running around there now. No,
That is an industry that the tour companies pull on public transportation and taxi drivers. When I worked at a tour bus company, they had a hard time replacing and finding drivers because no more licenses were given out. That's another point.
And then you got to go to Bahamas House to get a license.
Gotta go to Bahama House to get the training. Wait, before you get your license.
You're correct, Bishop. They should have said we were looking into it. That's what I'm thinking. That should have been the language more than shut us down. They have had rent-a-dread in Jamaica from the same tomfoolery. Okay, what the name? Rent-a-dread. that's Uber in Jamaica. You got to stay away from the forbidden fruit. Can't be perusing or giving into these people, especially from work. Just like Uncle Shannon, the girl had an agenda, but they can't get you if you don't engage.
Oh, Uncle Sean.
Yeah,
Uncle
I mean,
Shay.
yeah, I mean, of course, we're not talking, but you know,
He had to know they was can come for him though.
She just leading with that conversation. The words she was using, you can hear.
Hey boy, you say that one more time.
Listen to me. You had to know. It's
man,
for you,
listen.
boo.
Shannon's supposed to know better, man.
Come on, man. You fuse the
seasons,
man.
Brad. You
50
do
plus.
seasons,
No, that ain't
Brad.
the problem. Shannon probably, see, you're looking at a different point. Shannon didn't do a lot of damage. He had to know they was coming for him at some point. He should have been watching for it. He should have been on the wall waiting.
Morning, wave him. I'm morning, say leave
It
these.
coming.
Leave.
You had to know it's coming.
And I'm cat.
They say leave these little things alone. Fine, you say find your woman who cook you a hot meal and grease down your toes. You leave these little young girls alone.
Be out there with them
What you
white, them
doing?
curly white teeth.
How old Shannon is now?
Shannon 50 plus and the girl 20.
What you doing at
Your
50?
daughter older than this girl.
Come on, Shannon.
What y'all saying?
Go
I
sit on
understand
the
what y'all
beach,
saying.
drink
That's what
some
y'all going with
tea,
that.
kick your leg up.
That ain't the problem. Y'all going down a whole different road.
What problem you getting with it? Watch this now. What's the problem?
Shannon had to know it was coming. Because that's what he like. He like young girls.
Young Caucasian girls.
Yeah. He'll be 16. He's probably still like something 25.
You see Bill Belichick. But Bill Belichick white though. You know Bill
So,
Belichick.
because when you're a little lighter,
You know Bill like 70 plus. And let's give him but 24.
Exactly.
She's 20s, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to throw him under the bus.
And nobody
What you think it is?
But she ain't set him up though.
What you
She
think it
ain't
is?
call him and she ain't call him.
19 though? Who you think it is? He's trying to feel young again or something?
I don't know, but I couldn't tell you.
I mean,
Yeah, but then she had Bill on the beach doing yoga, boy.
you know, you always, you know, whenever you talk about any kind of case relationship, you're talking about people love who they love. When you have people always say that, I know it's so like compromising and forgiving. Yeah, you know, like Shannon, you have this, you.
And Shannon keep himself in good shape. He ain't like 50 something.
No, my Shannon.
He don't look his age, but he 50 something. They all over Sean. You see the video of him doing
Well,
20 electric
he
slide.
have a 20-year-old taste.
He doing the electric
So,
slide. They all over him. Say no 6'5".
I ain't been
supposed to
following
be
up on
doing
it. He was brought charged yet or anything like that.
He ain't charged.
No.
But see that once again.
It's not even a criminal case.
Once again, right? Once again, that lawyer is
But he trying to mash him up.
that lawyer is a petty guy. Cause the same lawyer that going after Jay-Z.
Yeah, and
Just
Diddy.
take away his voice.
He just all about the bitch just trying to get off on somebody.
Yeah, but
He trying to hit a big of somebody. Say what you think about your dog? You don't know what Shador problem is, man. Shador
What the problem was?
Shador problem is
his mouth get him in trouble.
Need to humble himself.
No, but I understand that too, right?
You give
but
me
the big machinery, the big machinery, ain't had to make that type of statement though.
It's a difference between being confident and over cocky, bro.
But a lot of them like that.
Based on what they saying, it's like Shador was given the impression that he had what he didn't have.
He already arrived.
No, that would get his old man get him in trouble.
No,
I watched the interview.
Hold on. I got a bitch comment. I got to get it. Pause a second, because this man 60. This man say, wait until y'all become 60, then comment on that.
I know what that mean.
On what?
Obviously, that's shouted.
No. There's something you want to confess.
Hold on. Pause a second.
What you talking about, Willis?
I think there is some. Oh Lord, I have shot. Everybody listen to the show now. Shout me be listening. But there's something. Man,
Pastor, be careful how you answer. You can get yourself in trouble too. You need to go back to Shador for all you get in trouble. Because I didn't see where it's going. Because I read that it's not, and I hope, for God's sake, everybody don't watch the show. Because I don't suggest one thing.
No, what I wanted to say is that when you
no
that
more wrinkles?
You that age.
I think what they're saying is when you get a certain age, you want sometimes you won't feel like you still got it or something like that.
What's Sean? She gonna get yourself in trouble. Y'all trying to say y'all never see no more wrinkles.
No. It's just a question.
You want to see tight body?
You're trying to figure out what's the reason behind.
Let me ask a question.
Sean, you starting to stutter.
What do we say to all of us? We're not all of us are married. All of us are single, and one of us only dates white women.
I don't see a problem with that.
That's just your preference, or
only date white women.
I think that's an American stigma. BMS don't give two shoots.
Only date white women.
You just like what you like.
You think that's a problem?
That's your preference. That's your preference.
I asked if you think that's a problem.
I asked the question.
Everybody answer except you.
You didn't answer yet.
Yeah, he say he like what you like.
Like what you like.
Now you answer the question.
Okay,
you like what you like.
No.
Yeah, like what you like.
That's the going right. Go upstairs in Tennessee and get brainwashed.
You got some people.
You're brainwashed.
I brainwashed.
You got some people they like skinny women. No matter what, they want their women skinny.
Yeah.
Some people like they women big. No matter what, they just attracted to what they're attracted to.
What's your boy name? I forget his call.
They track past here. They watch movies. See everybody watching sitcoms and stuff now.
Now you're talking.
So now,
give it talking.
Your eyes attracted to what you attracted to.
I know I can just keep on. It will come out eventually.
But you like what you like.
You watch things, you see things.
Yeah, and then you want things.
And then you want things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
You can become programmed.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of them book, they ain't got color in it. Back in the day, they ain't got color.
This guy.
And then for some, it feels like a sense of, I can say this, we go out the door. I went to one, I always relate to this story. I had to go to one job site with the billionaire developer, his millionaire partners and others. We had this meeting, and I'm there as the engineer, and the inspectors came from the government. So we had this meeting now, so everybody do introduction. The billionaire developer, hi everybody, my name is Peter. Go across the room. This fella say, my name is Mark. It's Robert. Get to me, I'm Denczil. Get to the two inspectors from the government. It's Mr. Black. It's Mr. Green. Like saying, there's 12 of us in here, and everybody say,
they first in here.
Carlo, Tito, Kenyatta, Denczil. Why you got to be Mr. So-and-so and Mr. So-and-so? I think that points to a complex where you're trying to be celebrated. You're trying to be, are you holding on to one authority that I accomplished something? And you better come here. If you don't know my name, call him Mr. So it speaks to a void on the inside of you because you ain't confident who you are.
Hold on. I understand. I understand that part, right? But how to go to your preference in women? That's filling a void?
Some people it is. It's a sense of accomplishment. I could get a white woman.
What's the accomplishment?
Because white better than me.
Oh, that's how you're taking that.
I ain't saying anything.
I mean, that's your thought process in part of
that's
it.
That I have.
Oh, I didn't think about it like
I
that.
ain't saying he's that.
No. I mean,
But I'm saying that there are persons that's an accomplishment. I got a white woman.
Oh, I didn't.
Y'all can't get a white woman.
And you don't believe this for the next side. That for them, that's a desire.
Right.
I mean,
and that's why a lot of them, when they get to college, that's all they trying to do.
And I could be rich, I can have everything, but I want that because that's a sense of I reach.
For the woman or for the man?
For the black.
For the black man?
For the black.
And for the white women, they want to make sure they.
Oh, so you saying this? Let's clarify this one. Don't lie for this. No, I lost. So you think this a part of this is a complex for both male and female?
Yes. Yeah, so, I believe.
Especially
those of us who grew up in the, it's changing now, but those of us who grew up in the 80s and grew up in the 90s, our TV was white people. Our actors was Falcon Crest, Dynasty, Dallas, Knight Rider.
Right.
All these things we used to watch. The accomplishment is to get a white woman. You want a white woman, and to get a white woman, you feel like you reach.
Oh, I never thought about that like that.
But it's a complex of something that we don't even realize it exists.
Subconsciously.
Exactly, subconscious.
That's interesting. That's an interesting concept. We need to dig deep into this on another show. But I didn't think about it like that. Because when you said that, like, oh, well, that's what you like.
I heard you say that.
But you're saying, it might be a complex. So it's what?
And we didn't realize why. Yeah, you like what you like, but why do you like what you like?
So what do you say about a black man when you want black women? Is that a complex?
Nah, that one, he like what he like.
So, why?
Huh?
That one, he probably like what he is.
Like what he like.
He can't be racist?
He like what he is.
No.
Or he may feel that he is.
That's a preference.
Or it could be the opposite. He may feel that he ain't good enough.
This is my argument.
He prefer to have.
This is Barbershop Talk. I only add something to the conversation.
I know, right? And this is my argument. So, because now, all of us, hold on, Denczil. All of a sudden, you saying that's his preference. He like what he like. Because 2 minutes ago, when you say, let me finish. 2 minutes ago, when he asked about the white, you said, that's his preference. Then he made his point. Then he was like, well, you know what, that may be true. Now I flip it back on you. If a black man only want a black woman, that's his preference. He can't be prejudiced to white women.
Or could it be that just how the black gentleman feels that if he gets the white, he would have accomplished something great? Could it be this other black dude feels like maybe because I am who I am, maybe that is beyond me, so I got to settle for the black?
That's another possibility. I just thought to think about
that's powerful. People is
complex.
I think this is a powerful conversation. That people is think these things.
People think these things.
People don't know they're thinking.
I mean, subconsciously go through these things.
Yes.
That's what it is. If they would think, they wouldn't agree. I would never do that. But they didn't realize that these
you are programmed and don't realize you program. Argue this. Most white men, they ain't too big on the butt side. They like women with big breasts. A lot of them like women with big breasts, and then it's the opposite for the black man. They like women with the big booty, and they ain't too much care for the breasts. And they was programmed that way because that's what they hang around. So all them they programmed that way. Some people just like ties.
It's getting really heavy in here.
So but if you go,
then you got some people just like ladies with curly hair and light skin. They like that texture. They just love that texture. and if you look at some of them, that's all they ever dated. They like that particular texture.
But if you sit down and have conversations, right? This might be a little bit too
But if you go from the next side, right?
Now you can't just
if you go from the next side,
you got some greedy in the fellas. They don't care about nothing.
So if you sit down and listen to some conversations, right? You would feel like some black men feel like white women is do certain things, and then white men feel like black women is certain things. You can't do You can't run from the conversation. You start this. My nigga, you like throw rock in the fire.
I know where you're going with that, Carlo. I know you're going with that. But so guess what happened? If that's the case, they like what they like. So that their preference is to make sure they like what they want to get. They won't get what they like.
Vague though. You explain to me.
He can go deeper.
I can't go no deeper.
You gotta go deeper than that.
You don't have to go deep, but you need to know.
No, Sean, you can't go no deeper than that.
You can use your mind. Everybody know they talking about.
He can't go no deeper than that.
So you want me kick off the show, eh?
Hey, and that literal. He can't go no deeper than that. He can't go no deeper than that. That's right with that ass.
That's a serious thing. I mean, I never really thought about that because I just thought program.
Man, I just thought it was I thought it was an American thing. American men have this stigma that they whatever. They feel like a white woman. Some American men feel like a white, based on the things you've seen and watched, that white women value them more than a black woman. In some instances, because a white woman ready to date you from grade 12, and then maybe they didn't know based on potential. Right. Especially if it was an athlete, they may date you from based on potential, and they waiting. And then they say the black woman was scooping the day you get signed. So she ain't trying to put in the work.
I just get one text now from a black woman. This is a strong one. I have said on the mic. Don't get me right. This way they say white women are more devious, less stress, and more respect.
That's why it's an American thing.
You only had it right.
I'll say this to that statement.
You gotta say it on the radio.
I'll say this to that statement. But to me, from the outside,
that's what I just
also overbearing though.
That's what I just implied.
Because we ain't built like that.
So that's my implication 2 minutes ago. Based on the things that you see on the TV, white women are waiting. They are willing to wait for a black man to get to his peak. They can ride the wave. Especially they know they can come in, or they feel like
be hard. You have to get there.
I don't think that has anything to do with color.
No.
If we look at the athletes, if you go down and look at the athletes, right, and look at who they married to, there's a large majority of black male athletes married to white women, right? And they were dating those white women for a very, very long time.
How long time?
Before they get picked.
But they.
How long time?
But I did say. Hold on.
Was it before they were stand out?
No.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not. No.
Yeah, man, boss, man.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Right? Let her shoot in the gym. No. She ain't sure the shots doesn't go.
However, they was willing to wait and take the chance.
You trying to defend something by saying doing it. He trying to defend something. He got stuff going on. He got stuff going on.
I bet that stuff going on.
So they was willing to wait. Right?
You pause on this. This is for you.
Yeah, based on potential, they was willing to wait to see what happens. And then they say the black woman went scooping a day after the black man and signed. Now they know the money here.
And they mad.
Now here.
And they mad.
But the white woman done do everything moving up to the time.
Because the white woman was planning.
Yeah, well, they strategic.
You gotta be.
So they rewarded. They get rewarded for their strategy.
We don't have these kind of conversations. And again, I'm just entering the possibilities. I can't say this is factual. That is factual. I remember this, and my dad died 3 years ago. My dad was born in 1940. Some years ago, because we have a couple of Caucasian members at our church.
They fully Caucasian or they Caucasian?
No, they Caucasian.
All right then.
Yeah, they ain't Caucasian. They Caucasian.
That's what I make sure.
And one Sunday brought like 4 guests. And that's my first time daddy saw them. We get them that day. Fans, my daddy said, Lord Jesus. Boy, Denczil, you going. I mean, you had 5 white people inside your church. He said, you had 5 white. My God, and then I see the day that 5 white people sit up there listening to you as you preach. And this is just a couple of years ago, but I just did. I just been passing 15 years. But this complex exists. Now, of course, he was born 1940. Mm-hmm. But there are many others that have that kind of complex. I'll never forget when we moved to Seabreeze, and I found out our neighbor next door was white. But when I got to school, I said, boy, we rich, boy.
Oh, yeah. You were there.
Boy, I grew up in Palm Beach Street. Mm-hmm. And we moved to Seabreeze, and we had a white neighbor.
Yeah.
But y'all better stop playing.
You going to blame?
I gotta stop.
You move up in
there. I mean, I don't know what your upbringing was, but I'm telling you, for me,
I live with the white people.
Bing, see that's where you so you couldn't understand where I was getting because that wasn't your reality.
Yeah.
But for me, who grew up in Palm Beach Street,
I live with a white family that well, it wasn't white, it was Conky Joe, but
they white.
But in the neighborhood, I was the only black boy
that's
in the White House.
Actually, you ain't qualified to have this. We should let you meet your Mike long time because you gotta appreciate. What I tell you when what is your name, Tony? When Tony stepped across the fence, I see you. Say, can y'all come and play basketball? I said, Mommy, we can go play basketball. He said, yeah, we playing basketball with the white people.
You want to rough them up, eh?
Yes, man.
We don't about going.
So, as a black man who dated a white woman, I can speak to this. Go for it, Anwar. For me, I dated this woman because she was nice to me, and I figured I would try it. Coming from the Bahamas, it was also easier for me because she accepted me for who I was. It was harder to relate to a black woman at the university I went to. It's interesting. Now, let me say this. I married a black woman. Furthermore, I married an African woman. Why your dad that close? Well, your dad because you married. She may be watching online.
I guess when you're black and you're African, you're extra black.
She may be right there. Check where you going.
Why?
Check where you going.
Why? That's what I mean.
Oh, Lord. Jesus.
So let me give you an example.
You don't say you buy a black woman. You buy an African woman.
It's amazing, right? Like, it's amazing if you sit down and listen to conversations or watch certain things. And sometimes we, based on what these like subconsciously don't notice things, right? But like the comfort level and let me make sure I word this right.
Yeah, don't jam yourself up.
Yeah. Let me not say that. Yeah.
Give me some more comments.
For flesh and blood did not reveal that to you.
Yes, I'm not scared. So
yeah.
That's it, Dalton?
That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
But we ain't for the shed. That's what he's 7 o'clock. Don't go nowhere.
No, I got somewhere to go.
Here we go. You will give us 25 more minutes. You gotta give us 20 minutes, man.
Can't do 25 more.
You get church again?
Why everybody keep making this?
I gotta meet with some white people.
Yeah, meet somebody. That don't make it no different to me.
Someone made that same comment on Sunday. Say, why y'all always in church? Why you in church so long? He said, if you go to church so long, you think y'all getting to heaven, ain't?
I didn't say all that.
Say, why you in church so long?
I didn't say all that.
Say that I might hear you in church.
You'll be in church long for true. But I never thought about it like that, about the subconscious thoughts. I just thought, not saying.
Again,
fellas like what they like. But I don't think that's a Bahamian thing, though. You think that's a Bahamian thing?
No.
That's an American thing.
I think that's an everywhere thing.
It's a male thing? It's a male thing?
I think it's an everywhere thing where...
you ever dated a white woman? Mm-mm. You been way down and seen that date a white woman? Oh, you like what you like? Well, subconsciously you wasn't able to be attracted to white women?
No. I thought some of them was pretty cute. Yeah, I just that it wasn't because of that. It was because I was scared. It was 3 that approached me. They was too aggressive. They panicked me.
Wow.
Yeah, I
get punko.
Yeah, I get punko. Yeah,
as big as you is. You let you white women bump you.
What?
That ain't white or black in America. That's just them American.
There was one I was in the gym.
They're aggressive.
We went to this wings place. My pastor and I too. We was out, and a couple of us was out. And the lady came to me and she says, "Hi, I've been watching you in the gym." I said, "Oh, okay." She sent another note. It says, "What are you? Your weight came down." I said, "Oh, you've been watching me long."
Yeah.
And then she sent another note with a number. I said, "Whoa," and her address. I said, "Rev, let's go. This ain't for me. This too much. We don't do this in the Bahamas." I said, "This is a little bit too much for me." Where I come from. Yeah, so no, I am. And everybody listening, that's the end of that story. That story has no more parts to it. That story has no more parts to it. That's the end of that story.
It's like there's a telegraph. What you do with that paper? You leave it on the table.
I want you to believe whoever was listening got really quiet. There's listening. More was coming.
There's listening for the.
Come on, man, don't do that to me.
For the peak of the story.
Come on now, where's the rest? Where's the juicy part?
Pastor Perry, you listening? If Pastor Perry listening, he was there tonight. I see him online.
I don't think that go for much beaming men though.
What?
The subconscious?
Yeah.
You gotta be crazy.
You out of your mind?
For sure?
Yes. They don't even know it on all levels. And it ain't only that one, on all levels and all things.
Watch me get in trouble. And I can go anyhow. Why is bleaching such a thing?
Bleaching?
Bleaching, yeah.
I don't.
Because we feel like being brighter is better
looking. That's a Jamaican thing, eh?
No. We feel like being brighter is better looking.
White is right?
I feel like being brighter is better looking.
I just asked him why.
I don't know. I can't speak that.
They think that being dark isn't lovely. That's the honest truth. Ain't no one can say it.
You have some people wouldn't date a dark fella because they say they want, but they cheering.
She said that.
Hit
it again.
There's check for hair and color.
I think colorism plays a major role in it too. Dark kids were teased the star baby. Come on. And so many of them, to avoid their kids being teased, go there so their kids could have a chance.
Go where? Really can't bleach it.
Listen,
if you bleach, that don't change. If you bleach, that don't change the color.
One of our friends of a kid. One of our friends of a kid, right?
Yeah.
And because he has the look of a curly hair, light skin, hazel eyes, he only got to walk in the place and he already liked.
Of course.
He ain't do nothing yet.
How you grew up? So there was never a talk around you about mango skin?
Yeah.
So you didn't think that was real? You thought it was a game?
About
Carlo get one mango, boy. Carlo get one mango.
You didn't think that was real? Because you saying like you don't think it's couple success?
Yeah, but I don't think it's subconscious though.
Where do you think it come from? Why the mango skin better than the dark?
The school I used to go to, everyone with curly hair and light skin was the lover boys, and everyone who's black, peasy hair was the bad boys. And I've been to St. John's for 7 years.
It was really.
Why you think when these fellas, when these same athletes, they marry white? You know why? Because a lot of them growing up didn't think that they would have been able to get something white.
That's what I'm trying to get there.
When a white boys know a light skinned girl say, "Oh, I'm interested in you," they say, "What?
I could get this.
You can get this?"
And all the money I get,
all my friends ain't got this. I got this. You feel he get something?
That's what
better. That's what he
I
feel.
get white arm candy. Oh, but it's different kind of candy. That ain't regular candy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You ever see a dark skinned lady with a white arm candy? You said it's attached yourself to them? You a sweating? Let me stop. They dragging them around like ball and gin.
Give me Julie again. Julie coming in hot. All these little comments play on your mind, even if you don't know it. Grammy them wasn't bright, but they just like the brighter hue. So the brighter baby get more attention. Come on, yeah.
So white is right. I right down. It's fucked up in the middle, Tito. You a little darker than me. I in the middle. So when I walk in the room, I little popular do it.
What is called thing Shawty's to put in here? It ain't pouring. What we call it? Not Jerry curl. It's another one. Maybe it's a dry soften by here.
Relaxer.
But we didn't call it relax. Texturizer.
Yeah.
That was big back in the day, you know.
Yeah.
You got peas here? Why you coming to me texturizers for the summer? You can get them girls.
Get Bananva. I was I can speak to this too.
I wonder why.
He said being a tar baby. Everywhere I lived in the world, I have been stopped by the police. It's powerful for just walking.
They couldn't see you, Anvar. You gotta walk in the dark.
No, when you're walking in the type of area and you're black, you're supposed to be there.
You gotta walk in the light. Walk into the light, Anvar. You gotta walk in the dark.
Yeah, so
you might be walking in the light.
These stereotypes, these things exist in our minds and their structures.
Yeah, man.
There are some. I know, of course.
Yeah.
There are some persons, of course. This is not no general law. I'm just saying, but I believe that there are persons who don't realize that they've been conditioned subconsciously. They've been conditioned.
Said I know general law. There's law. You don't got to worry about that.
Well, I don't want to say that every black man with a white woman is because
everyone is conditioned, Pastor.
They have a structure.
No, Pastor. Everyone is conditioned. Let me tell you why everyone's conditioned. It's different level of conditioning. It depends. Everyone grew up in a system. That's the reality. It's an unspoken word and different families.
You just can't like what she doing for him?
No, everyone has
but you can't say no. Tito, you can't say no, man. She might just be a good woman.
Tito, you want to tell me every white woman who with a black man, the black man do it for the wrong reason?
Yeah, you can't put it there, man.
Don't do that, man. Some of them might just be doing the right things.
The right things.
It's based on this, on what matters to them.
What matters to them?
I be called a good friend of mine. What matters to them matters to her. So that means what matters to them matters to him.
Come on, sir.
Boy, I tell you, boy. It wasn't Jerry.
Who wouldn't join?
You said you wouldn't join.
I want to read one thing before I go. I can let someone read it. I think a pastor read it.
You
make it sound better. I can send pastor. I can send this to the group. I want yours. This is so powerful. I want to leave this with the barbershop before we go, man.
You're so bad.
What is this?
They did I wouldn't join. I can't go with my good friend. That's a powerful statement. The first time he tell me that moved me.
I want you all to read this. I thought this was so powerful. I can forward this to Pastor. Pastor, I want you to really look at this and just think on this, man.
You think on it or read it? Which one?
Read it.
Read it out loud?
Yeah, man. It's powerful. Maybe, we go home after this, but I just thought it was so powerful, man.
You don't better in the group yet. Well, they ain't reaching me yet.
Oh no, I shared this at a men's meeting. We had
you said the Denczil.
Yeah. Why you put in the group?
You said you just can't put it in the group? Being selfish, man.
I still want to get around,
Yeah, no. This has been circulating a lot recently.
That's the watch one?
No. Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times.
Yeah, that goes right back to the whole I don't know if it's an Indian proverb or whatever it is, but basically it reads to the same thing. Mm-hmm. So for example, your granddaddy ride donkey and walk to work to give your daddy an opportunity to be successful or be better than him. Mm-hmm. Your daddy drive police car for many years and beat drum to put you in a position to be better than him. You got here and stand up all day to put your boys in a better position than what you are. Your boys now feel like they arrive, so now they slack off and they doing the bare minimum. So now when their sons reach, their sons feel like, now where am I? So now they start now the generation have to start all over again because my daddy wasn't as strong as my granddaddy. So in order for me to keep this family going, I got to be strong again. So now I got to start all over again.
I can break that cycle. Now we can play Sean's song. That's our next free advertisement. So now we can play Sean's song for sure.
No, but I mean, you think about it. I don't know. I don't know. Probably Kenyatta. I don't know if Tito created this, but every Saturday morning we used to weed.
Yeah.
Or
at least minimum rake and clean the yard.
Yeah, we had.
Like how we have.
We had no crab grass. So we had weed.
Like how we have our. Sorry, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way. You know how we like to say that's my Haitian. We have our Haitian do a yard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm growing up. I was the Haitian. I was the one cleaning the yard. I was the one painting the house. I was the one doing everything around.
I can tell you,
my son never weed in his life.
My younger brother never weed the yard.
Did you get chore money? You want me to give you chore money?
Chore money.
And fuck.
I used to get $5.
As a matter of fact, when I used to.
$5 from my uncle on Saturday.
I was singing for him as a young boy, and I used to sing to all of Miss Talented, Miss Bombers, and they used to pay me.
Right.
So a couple of times I asked my money, and mommy say, "Your money? Well, you could never pay me, boy. Your money?
Mommy should give all my money. I don't never get that high pocket. I gotta give you my money.
See, boy, you don't want that.
But we didn't pass that on to our children.
No,
I
don't even get my son to go back.
And you know what? And I afraid that what is this going to cause? But I think it's us.
How you mean us? Who it is?
Some things we'd want our sons to do. No. He can't do that.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're saying.
I know. Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
It ain't sometimes.
I see what you're saying.
No. Wait, Tito. Listen to him good.
Yeah,
you know what he say?
You know what he say.
I hear just what he say.
What he say?
And I don't care. You gonna do that thing? You gonna figure that out?
Yeah, but TD still barking on go shoot.
Why I mad every day?
That means he losing?
Right.
I know I losing. I friends say losing, but that's why I'm mad.
I don't want them. I don't want. No. What?
That's why when you ask for stuff, I say no all the time.
Yeah, you see it.
My wife keeps saying I had.
I had no problem.
Asking for Gatorade, see, just from between it.
I had
spit coming in your mouth. I say no.
I feel bad though sometimes.
I had no problem with my children going to public school.
I
see that what I had no problem with that.
I would do the primary school and then they go to high school private.
But I understand, I had no problem with
I would do that.
I had no problem with that.
But only reason why my children ain't going to public school,
I think they ready for
at that moment. They was in a Jacob session. And I know they was taking survive.
Yeah, right.
So I had to make
Didn't you survive Liberty City? Didn't you survive Liberty City? So again, that means we ain't equipped them the way we was equipped.
Yeah, but we don't want to equip them in all them things.
I was walking home. We was walking home from 5.
I drive you camp today. The little boys so they would stall this ball and they getting home. I say. You only give me about 4.5.
From grade
walk, two little brothers walking on, carrying home.
And he know the road better than you.
From grade 1, I was walking home.
And I wish you would say something on him.
My son can't go in there, but give it don't get in shout. Come inside. Where he is? He would falls down the road.
Get him.
Doing what he playing?
In grade 3, I was catching 2 buses to go to St. John's. And I used to live in the same area where I live now.
Wow.
So it ain't fully us. We just try something.
And they're just leaving me. I ain't know what you want.
Give me these last comments, Dan. Let me go.
Look at Dwayne.
This is a long one. Please please just make sure, recognize that it's not really about the color. It's the assumption about the color and what comes along with the color that may appeal to a lot of black men. 2-parent home, stability, educated, they can make their own money. I chose that deep, Dwayne. I think you're being deep. Self-confident, they were raised to think they were important and special. It's just sad that these things are color associated. If there was a section of black hood where men found those type of black women, I think the results might be
the same.
Cut off. I'll see the same.
Cut off. Okay, all right.
So, give me a joke. No, before you do that. Now you still right. I remember one time I was working the sandals, right? I was working the sandals on my third round sandals as a butler, right? So during the training, butlers goes in the room. We have assigned room, assigned guests. So I had to go to do the turn down service for the guests.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be early 20s. So white couple was on the beach in a boat all day. Whatever. Come back. Go in there to do the turn down service. She have her clippings drying on the table, right? I so dumbfounded by that. Because in no way, shape, or form, I thought white women used to wear weave. I always thought that was their natural hair. So yes, going back to this point, that's the perception. The assumption is that woman white. That's her hair.
That's hers.
That's hers. She gave about 1,000 clippings second trying to go to dinner. I say, I was blown away by that. I didn't know.
I know you have no camera phone. You take a picture of that.
No, I didn't have no camera phone to take a picture of that. I wouldn't take no picture anyway. I don't really go around there. But it was amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Yeah. And there you go. Subconsciously, I didn't think.
Bingo.
I didn't think.
Bingo.
White women would wear weave like that.
Juliette, my grandparents used to pay allowance. My parents were never. They believed in that child slavery Bible verse. I believe in it too. They created a problem and now can't handle the results. This is true. But it's so crazy how the older generation would say, think about your children, and now that the guys are flocking to the Caucasians, the black community is hot and bothered and saying they don't love themselves and they hate black women. Yeah, we created it. That's the last one? All right. Listen, everybody, it's been a good one. We didn't get to talk about the nurses. We can talk about that next week.
Yeah, because I got to bring my bus for that.
But I told y'all many months ago, teachers and nurses are very underpaid. I've been there, Lola.
But these they ain't paid at all.
This issue ain't the underpaid. This issue is all of the inadequacies, all of the inefficiencies in the public service.
Yeah, and I don't understand how they say it's a vetting issue. So why is it easier to vet the foreigners than it is to vet the locals?
You telling me now that we can get information from Ghana
faster than you get information from Ghana? That don't make no sense to me.
What you mean? From where again, bro? From the people?
You won't follow what's going on then.
I don't really know.
We going where Ghana to get. We can find out how much things you teach in Ghana, what you do in Ghana, but we can't find out what you do in Gardens Avenue.
I think what hurt them the most too is the fact that they
no, there's ain't no vetting going on.
But that really got them nursing hard. The fact that they paying them, but they need to get paid, give them allowance, and help them get sorted out the living situation.
You story. Hold on, it's more than that.
It's more than that.
They get 3 months in advance.
I'm gonna say 3 months in advance. That's my last thing I was gonna say. The 3 months in advance will really hurt them. And this crew with protesting or whatever, they ain't get their voice out of money yet.
But what I want to do is I don't even want zero in on this, and this thing has happened in all of the agencies.
Yeah.
All of the agencies, man, where people can't get their money, but and this has happened with successive governments, successive administrations.
I want my money, they want it now.
That we find money to do what we want to do.
Huh?
And then we end up situations where because we wait for 10 years, now we gotta find $80,000 to pay somebody. When if you had done what you should have done a long time ago, then it wouldn't have been as much of a hit. You know?
I
love it. So what I could do next week, I can bring the yellow bus, I can bring the jitney. Because people was little, I can bring a jitney.
Oh, so they fighting for back pay.
Back pay, yeah.
And some other stuff.
Back pay increases, raises over the 30 years. Some people got.
But I mean, you know, how much persons were told, okay, you now have the promotion, but your money didn't come for years.
Wow.
But you have documents and everything that says that you're doing this.
And you have responsibilities.
Right. You have persons who are vice principals,
But let's talk.
in schools.
Let's save this for next week because I got plenty to talk about. Just sitting, just touching, coming home.
Yeah,
Personal. Just getting personal.
Hey, and it's crazy, man.
I can bring some props.
You can bring props?
Yeah. I can bring my bus.
Yeah,
and handcuffs.
we can talk about this. But this is
Y'all don't want me to talk?
And I won't be clear about this. This is not a PLP thing. This is not an FM thing. This is being
It's
this is
an
a system.
administration thing, government.
It's a government thing, and I believe that in order for this to fix, number one, you need either a real obstructionist who don't care, who just can disrupt the system, or number two, you need someone who is not trying to be reelected. I just want to fix the system.
And in the interim,
or number three, it got to happen in, like, I don't know what Uncle Donald can do for the next 3.5 years.
I scared Uncle Donald.
I don't know what you scared him now? What you like? I don't know what he can do, right?
Vote for him. I tell my son them get out of that country.
I don't know what he can do, right? But this is what I'm saying.
Get out there.
Let's say his plan is to calm down out in year two. I think what he's doing now and bust up everything, this makes sense.
Oh, you bust it up now.
If you bust up everything now, and she catch herself in the next second year,
Bust it up in a plan.
But I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the plan is,
Yeah,
right?
plan.
But I'm just saying that this is that when you come in,
it's ego.
like the next government, whoever come in next to the country, when you come in, if you want to hit public service, hit them in that first 100 days. Let's hit them hard.
Really?
If you can clean up hard.
So what Trump basically doing is he knocking down the wall, and when you come in, you meet no one. So you don't have no choice but to come with a plan.
They need to fire a major crew from the government entity and
Ain't gonna
reassign
happen.
people.
Ain't gonna happen.
That's the only way. That's what you have to
It
do.
got to be totally restructured. And I won't go as far as say fire, but we got to restructure this.
You
We
can't
gotta
find places for all them people away.
Yeah, somebody got to go home.
Unfortunately, somebody got to go home.
Ain't gonna happen.
If you don't get rid of at least 20%, you can never fix that.
That's plenty. 20% is plenty.
I ain't got that much, boss.
Think about how much people. Think about how much people.
You need to get a trade, buddy.
Think about how much people.
So
think
now,
about how much people
so
you
now
think.
I
Think
can
about how
get me
much
a cruise
people.
ship. What's the celebration? What's one of them boat I can get? I can get one of them big boats.
Listen, if you want to affect change and you want this to wait, you gotta hit it hard.
Ain't gonna
And then
happen.
you can bring them back on when necessary.
It may not need to be 20%, you know.
Pastor, it actually,
How much percent?
it actually at 40, to tell you the truth. If you really want to clean house.
I can give the story. Let me play a song for the story. I heard this story about Napoleon. So Napoleon, they was in the middle of the war. I told the story before. And they had eight fellas. Eight fellas. And Napoleon said, listen, I need this up here by lunch. This cannon get on top of the hill by lunchtime. Napoleon came back 4 hours later and the cannon stood at the bottom of the hill. They said Napoleon put out the pistol and shoot for them. They said in half an hour that cannon's on top of the hill.
Okay then.
You just need a little motivation.
That's it.
So it may not need to be 20%. If you just
That's
come in there,
50%.
yeah, but it was a hard hit.
But I rather 20 at soft than hard 50.
If you do one, you might just do one 10, 20, and they be like, oh, they serious. It may spread.
10, 20 people?
Yeah, it might spread. I don't
20 people out of what, 10,000?
When is the last person you had somebody get fired from public service?
No. Okay.
Anybody.
Let me tell you 20 people. 20 people starting with people close to the permanent secretary. It's a high 20. See, you won't get low 20.
Quality.
Or you could do a Saddam. You know, you're a Saddam day. When Saddam get in office, the first thing he did is Saddam. My equivalent would be, first thing I do, I get in office. I call Sean and say, "But Sean, you know what got to happen now?" Sean said, "Yes, sir." And I pull up my pistol and I shoot Sean in the head.
Not just Sean.
I don't get that concept now.
Because you understand? Because everybody say,
listen to me.
Saddam just killed his best friend.
Pastor.
And if he killed his best friend,
you ain't.
After being the president, I so get that.
You understand what Saddam did?
I get it. And if you leave me, I ready to shoot myself in the head. I'm out of this. And that's time to go. Because if you don't get rid of the cancer completely, you're in trouble.
And let me say this. That was said in jest because I know suicide getting up. So he's not saying he's going to shoot himself in the head.
No.
We just saying that the scenario is that you need to send a strong message. You got to send a strong message. Play the music down. Let's go. We got to go. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. There was a hot one today, and we start off with a topic that we never got to. That's typically what happens at the barbershop. You walk inside the barbershop, and you will say something, and we don't never let you say what you want to say. And we'll see you next time you come for your cut.
Let's go for bus, Tito.
I did a graphic for the bus.
Lakers in 7.
Boy, Sean, I will say this about Shannon Sharp, but look like Shannon was a prophet. Because Shannon did say Lakers in 5. It could be niggas getting home.
Hey, boy.
It looking like niggas.
It can be going
You
fine.
always get Ralph for getting up before we stop. We press. I'm end the show, bro. The camera's still on, man.
Good, man.
He say loose like a goose.
We got everybody. Y'all have a good day, man. We talk to y'all later. We out.
Sure, you got a little belly on you.